So today we're going to talk about two things important that are very, very important. Let me try the pen here. Let's see how we're doing here with the pen. Okay, let's see. The pen works. Okay, let's see. Here we go. All right. So today we're going to talk about combat training. Okay. And before you guys sit around and whine and blah, 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 like, well, we don't need to fight. Fighting's not important. Yeah. Okay. That's why people get their asses beat and have like these massive masculinity crisis. All right. Let me just tell you my story. Okay. So combat has always been a part of my life, right? I was wrestling in high school from ages, when did I join the wrestling team? I joined the wrestling team, I was 15, and I wrestled for 2 years. I wrestled my sophomore year, and I wrestled my junior year, right? And so that gave me a good, like, solid foundation for understanding personal strength. And honestly, if you're a wrestler, you develop, like, an iron mind for being focused and on getting what you want. If I want something, guys, I get it. The key is making me want it. That's the biggest thing, okay? So, with this situation here, so many people just forsake the importance of being a man, okay? And what is the importance of being a man? Let's not kid ourselves, okay? Down to brass tacks, all right? Violence is an irreplaceable component of being a man. Now, I'm not telling you to go to the bar and start punching bitches in the face, okay? That would be absolutely irresponsible behavior. I'm not telling you to go out and start a fight, okay? I'm just going to play a little bit of a clip here that Richard Cooper actually tweeted out that was just really, 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 quite frankly, to say daunting at the least. Be warned, this is, viewer discretion is advised from the words she's about to say. So, take a look here. And now, this is not to say, oh, learn to fight because you want to impress women. That's the last thing we're trying to do here is impress women, okay? We're trying to become amazing men. And I just want you to take a quick listen here to what she says in regards to her seeing her boyfriend physically lose a fight.
During the fight, he almost gets knocked out. As this guy is mauling him, he goes like this. What do you think I was thinking?
Not good thoughts. Yeah, you didn't like it.
No.
Did it turn you off?
Oh my God, so much.
Whoa.
I was like, dude, you're getting f***ed up, and as you're falling to the canvas, you still need to go f*** you.
Wow.
You're like, f*** you, like that.
So the way he was getting beaten was f***ing with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that he was getting beaten.
I don't care.
He was like
I don't care.
away.
Yeah, I don't care if
that he wasn't digging
You're not
in.
gonna. Yeah, right. Like you gotta like take that.
Take it.
Yeah, like like a champ or like a fighter.
Right.
Yeah, you can't be like.
Wow.
That was.
Was that the beginning of the end?
Yeah.
That was
and he was a great
first couple of nails.
He was great during.
Insufferable. Look at that. Dude, girls don't like a weak man. Okay? I don't advise this, but I got in a fight when I was drinking out in like this nightclub in Orlando like years ago. Jesus Christ. Old man fucking high commander, supreme leader over here. Old man MLD 10 years ago. And we were in this shop. And it was called Jimmy John's. For you guys that are not American, Jimmy John's is a sub shop. And we were getting some submarine sandwiches, right? Delicious. I love the bootlegger. It's turkey. It's roast beef. It's protein packed. It's delicious. So I was hammered McShammered. And we were in the line. And my buddy was even more hammered. But he like, when we get drunk, we're not like very violent, aggressive, drunk people, right? We're just having a good time. And he had like his he got his sub, and he was like pretending his sub was like a fencer's rapier, right? And so he was like on guard, trying to like fight me with his sub, and it was like we were not getting in anybody's way. We were not being drunk and retarded. We were not being belligerent. We were not being insufferable, right? So then we sit down, and I'm waiting for my sub, and he's sitting down. We have our drinks at the table, and then they're like, "Oh, number 44, it's you." So I get up with my buddy Wes, and then we go sit back down at the table to go sit back in the table. And then these guys were there, and they were sitting at the table, right? And they knew what they were doing. They were intentionally like looking for trouble. They weren't big guys. They're just like some regular looking white people. And so I was a little ticked off at the blatant sign of disrespect. And there was this bartender that I really liked there. Okay, she worked at this bar called Rock Room. She was a super hot white chick from South Carolina, I believe. Super hot. And so, mind you, this is 10 years ago when all American women weren't huge with their own gravitational pull. Okay, so we're there, and the guy is snickering, and I said, "I'm going to count to 3, and if you don't get up, I'm going to pick you up and throw you out of the seat." And I said, 1, 2, and then the guy immediately tackled my buddy and started attacking my friend. My friend had just got back from the Air Force. He was drunk, and he was wrestling with the guy, but he was belligerent. He was just helpless. So I saw him hurting my friend. I just thought, 2 seconds, boom, punch this guy in the face. Like, get off of Wes. Right? And then this other guy comes at me and charges at me, and he swings on me. He misses. I hit him with a jab, a right straight, and then he tackles me into the corner. He doesn't have any Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training, I could tell, because he immediately puts his head completely under my arm. And so I have like pretty skinny wrists. This perfectly fits under the jaw. I'm really good at snaking in palm to palm rear naked chokes from behind and guillotines, right? So I start to guillotine the guy, and it's over. This fight is over. I'm choking the life out of this guy. I'm feeling his body go limp, right? Then, of course, the Jimmy John staff comes out from behind like, "Hey, you're killing him. You're killing him." And then I was just like in a rage of testosterone. I ripped off my shirt, right? Pulled it off. I was like, "Who else wants some fucking piece of me right now? Who else wants some? Any of you motherfuckers want to do this shit? Anybody else? I'm just trying to eat my sub in peace and quiet." Okay? And so then the cop's like, "Sir, please put your shirt on, step outside. We're going to question you, blah, blah, blah." Okay? Turns out that the staff vouched for us, and these other guys got sent home, right? Sent home with an ass beating and a warning. And their confidence was absolutely crippled. But if I was in a situation like that where I couldn't fight, guys, you're just a victim. Do you understand that? You're absolutely a victim. Okay? I'm not even trying to give these losers any credibility, but obviously you have like the squad of losers that like show up every night on that guy's stream and shit talk me, right? And so hilariously, as this tomato farmer has his gaggle of whores around him, and they're all like, "Oh, we praise your mediocrity." Not even mediocre. This guy's a fucking loser in his 50s. Jesus Christ. They're saying, "Oh, you're so great. You're really busting all these dating coaches," blah, right? One of the guys that was like very outspoken against me is this like dorky little kid calls himself Raven, right? It's cute, very cute. Calls himself Raven. And the other night, he was coming home from work very late at night, and he got fucking robbed. Okay? Got robbed clean. Beat his ass, took his wallet, took his cash, took his shit, came home, and immediately he got on the live stream. He's like, "Guys, I just got robbed. I just got beat up." And you could tell his masculinity was absolutely crushed. Absolutely crushed. And a lot of you men out there have that moment where you you got punked out, and it like really pissed you off. Really pissed you off. I was at a college party one time, and I was dressed up as a pirate. You know, this is like I had not started learning how to strike yet. Okay. Black Sunday. I love you, Black Sunday. That is hilarious. You're the man. You guys are animals. But you know,
you guys don't donate $100.
Oh, thank you, Don DeMarco.
You're a beta male. You're
thank
a
you so much.
You're blue pill for life. You better send me $1,000 in donation.
Don DeMarco
right
with the $1.99 super chat. Hashtag Alpha Zebra. He remembers that. Helping us out. Thank you, bro. That's right, guys. I am the Alpha Zebra. So anyways, then what happened was I was at this kegger, right? In like typical white boy kegger. And they were like, I was there with me and my group of my Spanish friends, right? And so I was outside, and I couldn't defend myself physically with my hands yet. I'd only had training in wrestling. I was like 19, 20 at the moment. And so I'd only had training in 2 years of high school wrestling, and then like a year ish off and on of training Brazilian jiu-jitsu with my friends out in the backyard. Like nothing crazy, just like, you know, this is how you do a rear naked choke, this is how you pass the guard, this is how you do triangle choke, this is how you do guillotine, right? So I had no hands at the time. And I remember the guy walked up to me because my buddy was grabbing a beer out of the keg, and then they were like, what are you fucking guys doing? Nobody invited you. And the guy like walked up to me, got in my face, and slapped my red Solo cup out of my hand. And I was like, when he did this, I was filled with like this weird, terrible feeling of like a murderous rage and like a despair, like hopelessness. Because I just knew that I couldn't whoop this guy's ass if I wanted to, because I was outnumbered at the same time. And I was skinny too. I wasn't listening. I wasn't really listening to any workout stuff. I wasn't really lifting weights. I really wasn't getting in the gym consistently. I was just like partying, raging, just like skinny guy. And I remember that from that moment forward, I was like, that will never happen to me again. And I swear to God, if I see that guy again, I'm going to break his neck. In a video game, of course. And so that was my awakening moment. But combat training is so important. I could tell a guy, I could look a guy in the face and know, right? I could know that this guy's never been punched in the face, all right? So with combat training, it is absolutely imperative, all right? And now I believe combat training should start at age 16, all right? And should at least be a hobby throughout the man's life, okay? So you start at 16, you retire when you're dead, all right? The combat training needs to be somewhere along the lines of 1 year, okay? Oh, wait, let me use my pen.
You guys don't donate $100 right now.
I'm rich.
You're a beta male. You're a cuck. You're blue pill for life.
Quick. Oh, there it is.
You're gonna send me $1,000 donation right now.
Solomon D with the $9.99 super chat. Here's towards a new writing pad. Keep up the whiteboard series. Thanks so much. This wasn't even supposed to be a series. It just kind of evolved into what it is. But I just felt like I really, after making the trip around America and meeting all you guys, shaking your guys' hands, and sleeping on your guys' sofas and partying with you, like I really understood what the group's strengths were and understood what the group's weaknesses were. And for all the new guys that are not part of the community yet, we're over 600 strong, 1,000 plus if you include my affiliate deals and consultations. So, for you guys that are considering to join the Hot Dude Army, these are just some stuff that you want to just know before you actually enter in and be part of the community. So the combat training, right? Combat training should be about 1 year, okay? So by 1 year of, the 1 year of striking, okay? And it's not boxing, okay? It has to be kickboxing. You need to know how to throw a proper punch, throw a proper kick, and link them together. I got in a street fight a while ago with the Japanese guy. He attacked me in the street, actually. He's a fucking psychopath. And I hit him with a jab, right straight, and then a right leg kick to the front leg. The front left leg of his. And when I kicked this guy, you could see in his eyes, he was like, his eyes got big and white, and you could be like, this guy's like, he knew he fucked up. At that moment, he was like, fuck, this motherfucker just kicked me in my leg. I'm about to get my ass beat. When you kick somebody in the leg, man, I'm telling you, leg kicks, they stop UFC fights for leg kicks, guys. This is no joke. So you need to know how to properly throw and defend yourself from a kick as well as a punch, period. Okay. And then 1 year, okay, and these can be stacked on each other, okay? 1 year of American wrestling, okay? One of the most grueling sports you will ever do. If you've never done a one wrestling workout, I don't care how old you are, I don't care how in shape you are, go do a wrestling workout, come back, and you will understand what true grit is, okay? And then 1 year of BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay? And these can all be done in 1 year, okay? Literally, if you're going to do combat training, okay, you could go twice a week and do kickboxing and then wrestling classes. And then the other 2 to 4 days a week, because, you know, you're super young at this moment, you heal like overnight. You like drink a Gatorade and you like gain 5 pounds of muscle because you're so young and your body's just perfect condition. You can get this all sorted out for 1 year, and then make sure you do maintenance. Okay, what this does, it teaches power. Okay, it teaches you how to lose. Okay, and the reason is you have to realize that if you're in a situation in life where you're always winning, probably not necessarily in, sorry, I was reading the fucking chat there. You got to learn how to lose, okay? You got to learn how to take your L's properly in life, all right? If you don't learn how to take your L's properly, you're just going to be a sore loser, and people aren't going to like you because you're in reality. This is why people dislike a lot of rich kids, because they just had nothing but rich privilege their whole life. They don't know what it's like to struggle. I mean, how many of you guys out there, I know Angelo, you're one of them. You're like me. Tell me if I'm wrong, Angelo, but back in the day, when I would like look at my wallet, I'd be like, oh, okay, I got $20 to put that in the gas tank. Now, when I go to the gas tank, I fill that thing up every time, and I'm just like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God, for this full tank of gas. Like, you know what it's like to be on the other side of the track. You know what it's like to be poor. You know what it's like to be on the up and up. And so, you know, teaching you how to lose, it really builds character. And, you know, learning to lose is a good thing, because when you learn to lose, you also learn to recover from a loss, okay? This is why combat training is so important. And you have to make sure that if you are, like, the thing is with combat training, there is a clear winner and there is a clear loser. Now, I'm not saying knock each other out, go to, have these crazy gym wars, but it's imperative that you understand that losing is part of the game, and you got to learn how to bounce back from it, right? You learn how to adapt. You learn how to beat. Like I had a guy that would always wreck me in the gym, and I remember this was in jiu-jitsu, and I remember I figured out a way to beat him, and I tapped this guy a bunch of times, and it was so fulfilling, right? So it teaches you power, how to wield it respectfully, and how to not become like a tyrant. Teaches you how to lose, and most importantly, teaches you the most crucial skill that any man can have in life. Discipline. Let me tell you something. If you're an undisciplined fighter, you're going to get knocked out quick. You're going to get injured quick. You're going to get thrown out of the gym quickly because people don't like you, and you're never going to grow. It's the ultimate feedback loop. If you fuck up, you're going to get punched in the face or choked out, okay? That is the big difference there between sitting around and playing like simulated fighting and the real thing. You've got to pay with your body. I've been choked out. I used to box with this friend of mine, and his name is John.
You guys don't donate $100 right
thank you,
now.
Don DeMarco,
You're a
for
beta
another
male.
donation.
You're a cuck. You're blue pill for life. You better send me $1,000 in donation right
Don
now.
DeMarco, 499 super chat. He says, "Who'd you learn game from?" It was a hybrid. I was never really like pussified by the American education system because I was like raised like a degenerate, so like my feral instincts kind of took over. A guy named Player Supreme, rest in peace. He taught me, and then I met a couple mentors in real life. Programs, books, mentors. How'd your results change from women once you learned how to fight? Alpha Zebra hashtag Guyana in Trinidad. What is up? My man Edwin is a very, very close friend of mine in Tokyo. His name is Edwin, and he's Guyanese. He's also a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Real badass, real stand-up guy. You know, really, really good person. And that's the only kind of people I allow in my immediate circle. Very, very, very awesome, good guy. Edwin, if you're watching, you're the man. I love you. But yeah. So how'd my results change? Well, the thing is, I'll tell you this. My results changed in the sense like I just got fucked with less. All right. After I learned how to fight, I swear to God, there was like this, like I used to be kind of like picked on in bars and picked on in situations because you look like an easy target when you know that you can confidently put someone's head through the wall or jab your way out of a fucking altercation or hit a double leg and knock the wind out of the guy and run away. When you know in your heart of hearts that you're not easy to kill, I swear to God, you carry yourself different. There's an aura. You stand up. The look in your eyes is different. I can look in a man's eyes and tell you if that man has seen trauma, if that man has seen combat, if that guy really knows how to fight. I could tell. And people who typically pick on people, bullies, etc., they're predators. They don't look for the strongest target. They look for the weakest target. So this guy, Raven, who just got robbed, they probably saw his dorky little fucking long-haired, skinny little noodle body prancing down the road, and they're like, that guy's fucking Mark. Let's go beat his ass. And they did. It's the most pathetic thing in the world if you're a man and you're about, like, I understand if you're outnumbered, but if you're like surrounded by 2-3 people and they're like, and you're like, oh, okay, please, like, just like you're trying to rationalize with them out of pathetic fear, like you can't defend yourself. I just, you know, I can't even, it's such a foreign thing to me. It's such a foreign thing to me. You get a lot of respect. I forgot to mention. Sorry, got carried away with my story. Remember the Subway story? Okay, the Jimmy John story when I was in the sub shop. I forgot to tell you that after I had raged out and whooped that guy's ass, there was this bartender that was sitting there, the girl, and she was ultra turned on. Okay, when I had that situation with the Japanese guy attacking me, I was on a date with this fucking fine ass girl. She's 23. Half Brazilian, half Japanese, right? The guy, you know, assaulted me in an alleyway, and I beat his ass. And after I beat his ass, like the girl, because you know how the fight was like maybe 45 seconds, right? And so it was just this jab, right, straight, leg kick, and I just realized, oh, this motherfucker can't fight because I thought he could fight, so I was like ready to roll. And you know, then he like clumsily threw like a left hook at me. He hit me in my right temple. And then I was like, I pushed him away, reset, jab, right, straight, leg kick. And then he didn't want anything to do with the ground or with standing up. So he tackled me, tried to take me down. I underhooked, pushed him up, and I hit him hard with a double leg takedown. And then I was about to get up and mount him and start fucking wailing on his face because I was drunk too. And I was like in a fit of rage. I was like, who the fuck is attacking me? Like, what are you doing? And the girl was like, Yamete kudasai. She was like screaming, like shrieking at the top of her voice, like telling the guy like politely, please stop. I'm asking you, please stop. Okay. So then we went to the convenience store, and she was like, that was so fucking hot. That was so sexy. And she was like feeling me up and kissing me and like open mouth kissing me in the convenience store. And this is in Japan. Like that, like PDA is like big no-no. And so I was just like, damn, like fucking, just like even me, I was like ultra red pilled on that moment. You know what I mean? And it was hot as fuck. I was like, beat this dude's ass. This fucking hot ass model bitches all over me. Life is good. Hot dude life. Sound good to you? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. But yeah, going back to this. Yeah, this is the fundamentals here. Okay. Combat training, which teaches you power, how to lose, and discipline, right? The combat training should be, like I said, 1 year striking, kickboxing, 1 year wrestling, and 1 year Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay? That's really what it needs to be done. And this is very doable, okay? I'm fucking 35 now, and I train my right jab. I train, good Lord, stuttering Stanley over here. I train my jab, my right straight. I don't have knockout power in my right straight, but I have stun you power for sure. Like if my punches are like the equivalent of like a Nick Diaz or a Nate Diaz. They accumulate and they beat you down over a course of time. I don't have like this devastating knockout power, but I do have very strong power in my right hand. That is very true. Yoshiyuki Yoshida was my former MMA coach when I lived in the other place. Trained over there for 2 years. Fucking awesome guy, great guy. And he would hold the power pad, and I would just wail on that thing with really great technique. And he was like, Jonathan Suyoi. And he was saying, Jonathan, you are strong, And so Japanese people don't give out compliments easily in those kind of circumstances. And, I was, he's a strong man too. And he was moving when I was wailing away at the pad. So, and this is something I'm still working on to this day at 35 years old, 34 when this was happening, right?